Thank you. So it's so lovely to see so many of Laurie and Kristy's nearest and dearest here to celebrate their love. My name is Gabby, and I am Laurie's younger sister. I'm privileged to be one of the MCs today, along with my husband, Dickie Doyle.
So it's only been a year since Gabby and I got married. A year ago it was cold out. I gave Gabby the jacket off my back. I want it to be warm. I'm a man, I can tough it out. Well, last night it was pretty cold down in the tent. And Gabby didn't have her coat. And I'm like, you should have brought your coat. Where can be? I'm freezing and I'm wearing my coat, so what makes you think I'm giving it to you? Anyway, the honeymoon phase doesn't last long, so it's a good thing Laurie and Kristy get to experience it twice. So, kicking off the speeches, we have the most charismatic man the Netherlands was able to notice. Not only has he got the good looks and the charm, he also has a very flashy car, ladies.
Hold on a second, Dickie. Joey was doing the ceremony, not the speech.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. So, the first up is the father of the most charismatic man in the Netherlands, Pete Evers.
Ladies and gentlemen.
7 minutes.
And child. 20 minutes.
Louder.
We are gathered here today because a few years ago, two young, smart, beautiful people made a decision that would change the rest of their lives. Of course, I refer to Kristy's mom, Jenny, and myself. In 1991, we decided to start a family, and it was not too long before we were blessed with our beautiful daughter, Kristy.
Yes, son.
But first, back to today's event. There are a few similarities stand out. First, Kristy and your parents were also married on British soil in 1991 on the rocks of the Jersey Island. Secondly, abide by a fake minister too. Fake ministers are no guarantee for success, so I'm very happy we had a legal wedding already last year. I'm not sure whether there's a scene with, at the time of our fake wedding, your mother was pregnant with you. Anything? No. As she preferred the national names, our daughter ended up with the names Kristy Jennifer. Little shut up. Little realizing that our international named daughter would end up getting married in a country where people drive on the wrong side of the road, pay pounds and measure weight in stones. Maybe I crossed the line here because Kristy told me not to speak about Brexit, sex, politics, religion, sex, royal families, Cold War, sex, women, spies, MI5, MI6, sex, drugs, COVID. So far the shortest. When I asked what else can I speak about, she had prepared the answer probably a long time ago. You only have to tell people what a great person I am. But such a speech to describe all the facets of her marvelous personality would take hours, and I was told to limit the length of my speech to 20 minutes. Naturally, I want to say some kind and honest words about Kristy. When she was born, she was a beautiful baby. She still is. And growing up, she was eager to learn. She started English lessons before class 1. At primary school, it was hard for teachers to keep up with Kristy. She was always working on extra projects. At primary school, she started her own magazine, which was filled with stories, poetry, and very important gossip. Kristy did not like fights, no war, or unfairness. She wrote about who loved who kissed who, and no school or after-school secrets were possible. She put it all on paper. Why did Kat not show up today? When she left primary school, the teacher had one request. Kristy, when you become Secretary General of the United Nations, please say hi to your teachers from Etteleur. The expectations were very high. After primary school, she went to Menchia Mendoza Lyceum. It was a 50 English Dutch education. She was a great student, best of the class for a long time, until she decided it was time for others to be the best. And after 6 years, when it was time to apply for university, she realized again it wasn't so bad to be among the best. It's also a pleasure to see some of her friends from that time all with us today. It can't be a coincidence after lycée she went to the Roosevelt Academy in Middleburg. This academy is sponsored by the Family Foundation of former US President Roosevelt, who has Dutch roots. They want to bring students together from all over the world to create a better and more peaceful world. If I use the words of Professor Michael Burke. Kristy Avers is a graduate student at the University of Oxford, where she is pursuing a graduate degree in English language studies. She is a former undergraduate student of Utrecht University, where she majored in linguistics, literature, and rhetoric. She was also editor-in-chief of the student literary magazine Wall. And she's also recipient of the 2030 UCR College Student Leadership Award. Yeah. After Middleburg, she went to Oxford. It was a very special period where many things happened. And according to the dean from her college, she wrote college history at the graduation party when she performed a rap song that she wrote with another student. Who knows, there might be a surprise tonight. After Oxford, she went to Singapore and met Laurie. She lost her heart, but not her brains, at least. After leaving Oxford, Kristy completed a study building apps to become a licensed English teacher. She followed an MBA and a second Master Education and Technology at University College London. And I'm not sure how many other educations I forgot to mention. Kristy knows that good brains also need a healthy body, which needs good food and exercise. At a young age, she became a vegetarian and she practices several sports. She even became national Dutch champion in her category for twirling. There was only one contestant in the category, but who cares?
Do it!
She is a Dutch champion. At Oxford, she even started a running career. There might have been some peer pressure from ladies who are here today. And I understand that she loves to beat up her kickboxing instructor. But let's say don't try this at home. As most of you know, she's more than great brains in sports. She also has a big and loving heart. I'm not sure I'm supposed to talk about her love life. Of course, I was the first one to love her, but no worries. I'm not going to sing. I was the first. We all know that Kristy loves to be in control. She doesn't like surprises. But on the special day, there's a mystery guest with us today. And I'm sure she didn't spot him yet. When she was younger, she loved him with all of her heart. Unfortunately, he has some physical injuries in the past and mental ones when Kristy went to university. So here is the one fluffy.
Yeah, you're doing it. I guess we did. I didn't put it in the shelf, you did, but
It's floppy.
Be careful. Yeah, his name is Floppy, yeah. When she got older, she sometimes joined me on a working trip to Vegas. Once she went with Kim and they... Oh, sorry. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But I'm sure she still has that stripper shirt somewhere in the closet.
she makes me wear it. Very weird.
It must have been far too big for you. Well, then the difficult part, as a father, you never want to disappoint your daughter, but I must admit I did. We both love to walk on the Palouf. Where there's moorlands, woods, water and Greenland. One of the animals you can spot there is the Scottish Highlander. During one of these, if you don't know what a Scottish Highlander is, it's a kind of chai, but then huge, with long hair. And one of these walking, she said, look, there he is. There's a beetle cow. Because he has long hair, they called use it the beetle cow. So I said, Kristy, you're an adult now, you need to realize this is a Scottish Highlander. So she looked at me, 2 seconds, mad like hell. You mean you were lying all my life? Well, I said, honey, a zebra, I call a pyjama horse. A giraffe, I call a long neck. You know, it's a zebra, you know, it's a giraffe. Yeah, but I never knew that the bittle cow was made up. Each time I see one, I tell my friends, look, a bittle cow. And then when they say Kristy, it's a Scottish Highlander. I hope this is not an indication of the universal level nowadays. But... And then she hit me. What else have you been lying to me? Well, it was time to get clean, so I must admit that St. Nicholas didn't exist, nor did Santa Claus. I never had dinner with J-Lo, who asked to say hi to Kristy. I was not taking a pee with Frank Sinatra in Vegas, but I honestly did with the guys from AHA in London before we had dinner. And the heads from CSI came from the gift shop and not from the sexy blonde detective. Oh yeah, and our song, Zij dronk Ranja met de Rietje, mijn Kristietje, was already for a girl called Sofietje.
Oh, that's a shame.
The good thing, however, is now every time she sees a beetle cow, she sends me a photo or a souvenir. And my speech has to come to an end.
20 minutes.
It's not 20 minutes yet, no? I will not say too much about Laurie, leaving that to others. Most important, he makes Kristy happy. Although Chai and Fluffy now are giving good competition. As we all know, Laurie likes to talk himself a lot. A very lot. And there are funny stories to tell about Laurie and the conversation that the two of us have had, me mostly listening, which take place after Laurie has been drinking and finishing my most expensive whiskey. According to Laurie, this is the moment he hopes that his dad is already leaving because he is bored. But Kristy blacklisted this part also, so no lucky.
Yeah,
Last but not least, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank the Clark family. For taking care of our little girl. And welcome her so warmly in the family. Thank you all.
Thank you, Pete. Some lovely words and some nearly very risky stories. Good job you stopped when you did. So next up, we're coming up to the fabulous Esther, who is one of Kristy's dearest friends from university. From the stories of drunken nights and parties we've heard about Esther and Kristy at university, it's impressive that Kristy has made it to such an esteemed position that she's actually in now. Meeting Esther at Kristy's hen 2 years ago, I was absolutely shocked to meet someone who could drink as much Prosecco as me and Helen. So with the two of us teetotal today, Laurie and Kristy have an awful lot of Prosecco to drink over the next few months. So here we are, Esther.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm honored to say a little bit about Kristy and Laurie. I met Kristy in 2010 when we both started studying at the Roosevelt Academy in Middelburg. I instantly got to know Kristy as someone who was independent, academic, and driven, which I think has really come home with all the speeches that I've said today. She had a very clear plan in mind, while a lot of us were still really trying to figure everything out. I always admired Kristy because she told me very early on, I'm going to get very good grades and I'm going to go to Oxford. And I remember thinking, sure. The attention on her studies meant that while Kristy definitely had a lot of fun in Middelburg, we're not talking about that today, she also had to go to great lengths to keep her focus as a student. And perhaps a couple of years after that, as a student, and perhaps a couple of years after that, I was quite good at convincing people to go out. In other words, I was that annoying person that is always trying to keep you to drink more and stay longer. And when Kristy would hear me come up to her door in my campaign to get her to go out, there's been a couple of times where she would just turn off all the lights, hide behind the couch, and wait for me to go away. She only told me this story a year ago, and I still don't really know whether I'm insulted or impressed. Our friendship only grew after university. And it's been such an honor to see Kristy reach all the goals she set for herself, and she worked so hard for all of them. I really love her dedication to her job and her 100% focus on the things she wants from life. I'm very jealous of that. Almost as important as her career and her ambition is, of course, her lovely husband. I met Laurie in Singapore and had the pleasure of traveling with them both. You can immediately tell when two people balance each other out. They are truly a team, and I think when I think of Kristy and Laurie, I see two people who don't only love each other, but they also respect each other, and they want the other person to thrive, and they want the other person to be the happiest that that person can be, and I think that's true love. I want to wish you all the happiness in the world, and I know whatever life will throw at it, you will find it as a team. Thank you.
So up next we have the father of the groom. Ian is recently retired. Ian is recently retired. His vision for retirement and the reality have been quite different. He's not winding down in the Caribbean like he thought he would. Instead he's babysitting Chai and helping Laurie with DIY. Ian is the patriarch and the head of the family, stylish, intelligent, incredibly funny and endlessly helpful.
Steady on.
I gotta say these things because I'm moving house next week and next week will be helpful. He's also very patient and let's face it, he'd have to be if you raise Laurie.
Thank you, sorry about that. Well, by convention, the father of the groom, I've done that bit before, doesn't speak at his son's wedding, but then his son doesn't normally get married twice to the same woman. I wasn't expecting to speak today until Kristy published her itinerary 2 weeks ago. So I had no speech prepared. However, as luck would have it, last year I was father of the bride. And so Marilyn suggested, jokingly, I think, that I should just dust the speech off and do it again. Substitute Laurie for Gabby, of course. What a good idea. They're very different characters, of course. I'm not really sure how it's going to work, but we'll try and see. So, when I found out I was to be father of the groom, I was touched, flattered, a little surprised. I said, surely, Laurie, you can find someone who's more capable, more suitable, more worthy, and generally more acceptable. And he said, of course I can, but I tried everyone I know, but no one else would do it. So welcome all, friends, family, especially those who travelled from afar. You're both very lucky to have so many friends who will cross continents for you. A special welcome and thank you to all the flowers who came all the way from the Netherlands to be here with us today. Tradition has it, it doesn't really, but tradition has it that the father of the groom will say some embarrassing and some poignant memories of his son's life, and so I will. Laurie was a difficult child, but not a difficult child, a trying child. That is, he tried all the vices: drinking, smoking, swearing, staying out late. Now, with Gabby's speech, I said all this stopped when she started school. But with Laurie, will it ever end? And now he's discovered staggeringly expensive whiskey. And so to school. And yes, we were those smug parents who wafted through open evenings on a cloud of our own self-satisfaction as one after the other of his teachers praised his efforts and his achievements and told us how he was a credit to himself, us, the school, the class, and the world. Now hang on, this is rubbish, isn't it? One of his teachers is here, I can't say that. So, this bit is all new. From a very young age, Laurie has had admirable, if sometimes misguided enthusiasm to try things. Breaking his leg on his sister's 4th birthday, putting his face through a glass door, travel, scuba diving, cycling. Who knows what he got up to in Cambodia? What stays in Cambodia, eh? And Singapore. And now DIY and home improvements. Gardening, making complicated drinks dispensers out of plumbing parts. Elaborate decorating projects, somehow involving ageing relatives, and the best quality and most expensive accessories you can think of. If you haven't seen his Antico flooring in bedrooms and bathroom, you haven't seen anything yet. But also in his career. Now please don't tell him this, but we are immensely proud of what he's doing and what he's achieved and what he's going to go on to achieve. I'm sure there's much more left to come. Those of you who know Kristy, a lot of this has already been said by the way, those of you who know Kristy will know of her admirable and highly tuned enthusiasm to organise stuff. She's organised this celebration with minute-by-minute precision, from guest transport and accommodation to the flowers, the seating, even the speeches are timed. I'm determined to overrun. And even the fun itself is organised, so you better make sure you have it. And newly discovered talent is her ability to do cryptic crosswords in the Sunday Times in English. Putting that to shame. So this is the second wedding, and since Laurie was going to marry the same woman twice, we've been very fortunate that woman is Kristy. From the beginning, with her cheerful and sunny nature, she's fitted into our family like a hand in glove. For some reason, she appears to enjoy spending time with us. Impromptu lunches, family dinners, weekend breaks, making jigsaws, and even trusts us to dog sit shy and playing double. But boy, is she competitive. She needs to win. Kristy is now officially our daughter-in-law. She tells Marilyn that she is her scone doctor, and I apologise for the pronunciation, but that's the Dutch, as I understand, for clean daughter. So I suppose it's clean in the sense of clean slate, no history. Makes the other two our dirty daughters, well. But I also understand it translates to pure, fair, fine, handsome, beautiful, and beauteous. So when you say scone, Dr. Kristy, we know what you really mean. So since Kristy settled here with Laurie, we know we see far more of her than Pete and Jenny do, and we're very appreciative. And that, I think, brings us neatly to, yes, finally Laurie is your father, and drawing on my many years of experience, it falls on me to share with you the secret of matrimonial bliss. Never forget, Chai comes first, then Kristy, and lastly you. And so that brings us to the toast. So if you please charge your glasses, and we'll stand. So, Laurie and Kristy, wishing you happiness and prosperity. I sincerely hope you'll be quiet. I sincerely hope in the dim distant future you can look back on your lives together and know it couldn't have been better. So, ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom.
Laurie and Kristy, we're actually proposing a slight change to your schedule, which I know might not go down very well for Laurie. So someone important to Laurie and Kristy who couldn't be here today didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to say a few words. You might have thought you were getting away without a little grilling, Laurie. Think again. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Laurie's best man.
I don't know how we're going to do this all at the same time, but we'll give it a go. So, Laurie and I met in 2014 through a mutual friend from Laurie's days in Cambodia. For our first real life meetup, I invited him to a party at our place, and I was struggling for ages to light a barbecue at the very moment he arrived. Without knowing me or anyone there, he jumped in, fixed everything, and brought the party to life. That energy has remained the same ever since. Laurie can make friends everywhere, and quickly became the social hub for our time together in Singapore, especially for the more adventurous activities. I don't remember ever going out with Laurie without him bringing a waterproof bag stuffed with 20 GoPro batteries, a knockoff Beats Bluetooth speaker, and some night market, and a first aid kit. Knowing that we'd probably get hurt doing whatever we're doing. Laurie has taught me a lot about living in the present. On scuba diving trips, we dive down and he'd be perfectly happy at one spot for 45 minutes, taking photos of underwater worms. And by the way, it's super hard to find new ways to embarrass your friend in a wedding speech when taking photos of sea slugs is openly one of his passions. But he's caring above all too. He's devoted to helping kids in his career, actually listens when people talk, and always follows up to make sure everything is okay. Hard to top all of this in a friend, but Kristy has raised the bar higher.
And about more than how long it was going to be. So, hi, I'm Dee. Oliver and I met Kristy at a beach party as at one of their early dates, and had the pleasure of getting a front row seat to Laurie and Kristy's relationship. Kristy balanced school and work to excel in her career, all while planning even bigger adventures. Kristy's organised annual Great Singapore Race events for Laurie's birthday, bringing together friends from countrywide scavenger hunts, and more recently helped the guys to plan a surprise stag do for Laurie in Scotland. The less said there, the better. She's also very patient. She once sent me a very funny video of Laurie and Oliver trying to learn to sing Dutch language versions of Disney karaoke at their place at 1 a.m. Not just one or two songs, but they were at it for more than an hour. I'm grateful she didn't kill them. That was very cool of her, because otherwise I wouldn't have my husband now.
Come on, Ollie, you can do it.
So, living in Singapore, far from home, wouldn't have been the same without these two. You're both incredible and even stronger together. While we wish we were with you today, we want to thank you for the opportunity to relive many fun times while thinking about this speech, and for the last 8 years of great friendship. We love you both, and we can't wait to celebrate together soon. Cheers.
So, as Oliver and Dee jet off back to Thailand, so for anyone involved in the setup of today, they know the military operation that Laurie and Kristy have undertaken to make today happen, and for this place to look as stunning as it does. And that most certainly wouldn't have been possible without the plan that we've heard so much about already today from Kristy. And yes, it was a very detailed manual.
So, if that's anything to go by, we are sure Kristy will have told Laurie exactly what he needs to say in his speech. Plus, Kristy doesn't like surprises, right, guys? There's a story about the engagement ring, if anyone wants to hear about it later. And like any good husband, Laurie nods his head and does what he's told, which is actually just Laurie to a T.
So without further ado, we are honoured to introduce the couple with a love so good they couldn't help but mark it twice. Friends and family, the bride and groom.
Kristy and I are doing a joint speech, so Kristy can translate for our Dutch guests. I want to start by thanking you all from the bottom of our hearts for coming and being here with us to share our special day. Kristy for the Dutch folk.
Thanks for coming.
The last couple of years have been challenging for so many of us in so many different ways. It means a lot that we have so many friends and family together in one place, when at times for the last few years this wasn't going to be possible.
It's been a shit 2 years.
And yet here we are now with you wonderful people, and we couldn't be more excited to celebrate with all of you.
All our friends were busy. So in all seriousness now, we're hugely grateful that you've all joined us here to celebrate. A lot of you have travelled a long way from so many places. The Netherlands, Sweden, the US, Singapore, Australia, and even as far as Wales.
There's some special mention we'd like to make. Firstly, for me, to Kristy parent, Pete and Yenny, I want to say thank you for welcoming this strange little Englishman into your family and your world. I know Kristy means the world to both of you. I'm fairly sure you don't actually understand what I'm saying about half the time. And mainly the speech, the speed at which I speak.
None of us do.
But for some reason, you have deemed me capable of marrying your daughter, and I will spend every day the rest of your life celebrating how incredible Kristy is and living up to her expectations.
Okay. I'm not sure if you'd be capable, but I definitely put up with you. Papa, Mama, I know it's not always easy to have you live in a different country,
But I do think, as Joey so nicely articulated during the ceremony, it makes us all value the time we spent together even more. We'd like to thank you both again for being there for us during the legal ceremony last year and again here today. Mama? Things weren't always easy growing up. We've gone through a lot of turbulent times together. I'm sure that you, more than anyone else, would have liked to see Ralph here today as well. I'm sure, though, that he would have been extremely proud of where we've gotten to over the years. Thank you for championing me throughout the years, for pouring your creativity into my birthday parties and dolls' clothes, for sharing your computer skills with me from a young age. I remember driving a giant computer monitor to school when I was like 7 or 8 to do a PowerPoint presentation. And for sharing.
And here we have it now.
And for sharing joy through silly dancing in the living room together. So. Another person who doesn't mind some silly dancing is my dad. I want to thank you for being there for me. You're my rock and always there to listen to me and provide advice.
Tissues.
You've inspired me to travel the world and encouraged my love for karaoke when you bought the PlayStation 2 just so we could play Sing Song together.
And it's locked away now. We don't need that. So my mum and dad, where did the time go? It feels like only a few moments ago that you were helping me with my French homework. Thank you. She stuck up little post-its around the house with like declinations of French verbs on the covers. It was a strong child. Applying ice packs to sprained ankles, telling me I was your favourite child, but not tell my sister. Oh. Sorry guys. That's what I I've learned so much from both of you about what it means to support and love the people closest to you and how to be the rock that your partner deserves, because your relationship is incredible. So thank you. I hope you're proud of the person I've become, and I will continue to be your favourite offspring, even if Gabby is delivering the first grandchild. We're working on it, we'll get there. Sorry. Oh, that's good.
Marilyn, Ian, I also personally want to thank you for welcoming me into your family. You've made me feel at home from the start, and I'm so incredibly lucky to have you as my in-laws and close by. I love spending time together as a family. Just a couple of months ago, we went on a weekend trip to Norfolk with Laurie's siblings too. We had such a lovely first night, probably because Laurie wasn't there.
We especially want to thank Kristy brother Joey for turning up drunk, urinating on the flowers, and throwing it in the chest freezer. Which first one's this? I think I've got the old draft, sorry. We want to thank Joey for writing such a beautiful and heartfelt ceremony for us. Who you had it in? With potential further surprise for you. Gabby and Nikki are amazing MCs. Oh, looking so smart. I haven't even looked yet. Good job, guys. For the love and support, for testing the water last year with their wedding to make sure ours could go ahead. My sister Vicky, somewhere. There we are. Sure. Has been taking incredible pictures and made sure we had beautiful memories from last year as well. Some of our favourite photos together for you, so thank you. We are both so fortunate to have incredible siblings who have helped us out, not just today or last year, but been everything you could want family to be throughout the years. So thank you guys. They've put up with both of us moving away for some reason, and also getting to visit us in weird, wonderful corners of the world. It was probably quite expensive as well. So yeah, very good. But we'll pay back one day. If you move away, we're there. Don't worry.
Next is a shout out to our close friends who helped us get ready for today. Esther here was my witness last year and has been there for many alcohol juice antics over the years. I feel incredibly grateful to have had her in London over the last few years, which we've grown even closer. And thank you for your speech and being there for me. We also have Kim, Lisan, and Janelle around as well. And Kathleen, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. But you're all friends from different stages of my life: university, secondary school, Singapore. And I'm so incredibly grateful that we've stayed in touch over the years and that we still get to see each other fairly regularly, actually, for living in different countries and like opposite sides of the world. So thank you.
And I would say a final contribution to my best friend Oliver, with the Facebook. I know you couldn't be here today. I would say thank you for everything. He's not dead, don't worry.
Not yet.
We're working on it. He's fine. He's having a baby in Thailand. Oh, he's like half. It's better half. He threw me the perfect stag in Edinburgh. I never had so many thumbs in all my life thrown at me, and that was just Harry's. Thank you. But where's the rest of it gone? You've got the third page. I'm gonna switch to Kristy's page. To my groomsmen and groomsmaids, each and every one of you should know you've had a profound impact on my life, and I'm forever grateful for your friendship in both the good times and the hard times. I've been on each and every one of you, knowing that you'd always be there when I needed you. I won't read stories because they should never be shared, and then get them drunk and I'll tell you. Actually, don't. No, really, no. And if you do share them, I'm going to throw you in the lake anyway. Good times.
Okay. Last but not least, thanks to all of you for coming today. When we postponed the wedding twice before, we considered cancelling the day altogether, but it was the thought of having you all together in one place with us that most excited us and made us go ahead with the day. And while we had a great time celebrating with a really small group last year, it wasn't the same without all of you, so thank you for being here.
The last bit says, Laurie, wrap up ? Toast. And just to stress you out a little bit, I just didn't bother. So. Can we like standing up or being outstanding, if you wouldn't mind, toasting my beautiful wife, Kristy, for all of us. To us, I guess. Okay. Cheers, guys. Thank you.